What's good, everybody? It's Big Game James. I'm back in the building, and you know what it is. It's Cowboys in the back. It's Cowboys all day. You seen the training camps. We going in. We trying to get that Super Bowl. But as I told you, it's high school time, and we've been having a slew of great interviews. Nothing but dogs I've been interviewing, man. I had a dog earlier today, and I got a monster on right now in Josiah Martin. I was graced to be able to get an interview with him early. We've been going back and forth for 100 years,
Man.
but I finally got him back. And I'm excited because he's just signed with Boston College. We're going to talk about a lot of things. But before further ado, go ahead and let everybody know who you are, Josiah. Break down a little bit about you, and then we'll jump right into this interview.
Yeah. Okay, so boom, I'm originally from Seattle, Washington. I moved here to Texas about 2 years ago. I was at Lone Star High School for about a year, and then halfway through my I want to say about a quarter through that way, or excuse me. 3 quarters through that year, I transferred to Denton Guyer, balled out in the spring, went to a few camps, got some offers, went to the season, went crazy, and then I just blew up from there. So that's how I got here.
Yeah, you definitely did blow up. And before we jump into questions, talk about Denton Guyer for a second. You know, you made the transfer. Was this a calculated type of transfer, or was this kind of just happen where you transferred and you were in that area and you went to that school? Hold on, we're going to have to get Josiah back here in a minute. I think he went out. I'm going to let him go out. I'm going to have him come back in. There you go. There we go.
We good?
Yes. You lost, but we're good. Come on in.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. You good.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Hold on.
Can you hear me now?
Hold on.
All right. Well, we're gonna wait till Josiah comes back in. I think is it the symmetrics that's trying to hate on this, but we're gonna make this happen. Here we go. Let's see.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, cool. So talk about that Denton Guyer transfer.
Okay. So it really started with 707. Playing with non-4 Elite Coach Don. It was kind of like non-4 Elite is kind of like a 7-on-7 team in the area around Guyer. I had a bunch of Guyer players and stuff like that. So I got to play with a bunch of them. And they said, you looking for a place to come to Guyer. So I'm like, okay. I met with the coaches like a few weeks later. Talked to my parents about it. We moved over here. We made it happen. So I would say it's kind of calculated. It was calculated. It wasn't just I was in the area. It was like a strategic type thing.
Okay, and it definitely worked out for you because we seen how you blew up. Like you said, you turned up in camps. You came in the season and you went crazy, and we knew you would because we talked about it at our first interview. How what you had the juice and you were going to come in and really add to the program, and you really did. But let's talk about, first of all, congratulations, because after this first year with Guyer, you actually just signed with Boston College, which is awesome, and we're going to talk about in detail here in a minute. But let's talk about for the signing in a minute. You had a number of Division I schools after you. I mean, you had a slew of guys. They just started coming out of everywhere. What kind of led you to Boston College? I think
I couldn't. You went blank again. I couldn't hear you. Okay,
it's all good. It's all good. We still gonna make this happen. So you had a slew of Division I offers. Obviously, they were coming in. They were racking in, especially after your season. They were coming in like crazy. Everybody was coming after you. I was loving it. I mean, you was posting school after school after school.
Yeah.
Then you finally decided on Boston College. What kind of led you to Boston College, and kind of tell us how that kind of happened?
Really, it was a few things. It was Coach Wyatt. He, to me, in my opinion, he's one of the best receiver coaches to do it. He's one of the best receiver coaches right now that in the country. Out of everybody, we really built a strong relationship. Him coaching Zay Flowers, putting him first round into the draft. I don't know if a lot of y'all know this, but like he was Zay Flowers was a DB coming into Boston.
I didn't know that.
He was a DB coming into Boston. So when he came in, he working with Coach Wyatt. He developed him into like the premier route runner that he is, and he just turned out for the better. but also Boston's a really good school, really good at academics. It's basically a private school.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's like I'm really blessed to be able to have a scholarship and take like the tuition off of my parents and stuff like that.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, that is what I'm going to college for, to get my degree, but also play football. But at the same time, it has to go hand in hand. So I feel like Boston overall was like the best option for me.
I'm gonna totally agree with you on that. We just, I myself and other people, do Dallas Cowboy football, and we were definitely talking about Zay Flowers potentially being a draft pick for the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, he kind of shot up out of kind of nowhere, and he became one of the top guys. And in my opinion, when I watch your game and I seen Zay Flowers, your game reminds me of his, and that's why I'm like, man, I was really excited that you chose Boston College, because I feel like you can follow in his footsteps and be even greater because of what you bring to the table. So I was excited about that. But we'll talk a little bit more about that. But let's talk about your past season. Obviously, you guys had high hopes. Getting Geyer is known for getting to states. That's like a regular thing. But kind of rehash the season for me, kind of break down the season for me. I mean, you had a slew of guys. I mean, obviously, my family went there. Ryan Yates, he just went, or is at LSU. We're excited to see. Yeah, Jackson Arnold went over to Oklahoma. They had all kind of Division I guys. Talk about the season. I know it was disappointment at the end, but talk about the season as a whole and how you felt about it.
I feel like through the beginning, we were very strong. We were very strong. We was coming in hot every single game. First drive, bang, 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 bang. It was good. I think it might have been the first round of playoffs. Eli Bowen got hurt, and like one of like the best corners in the country. Like it's the truth, and it kind of like shook some stuff up with the defense. And from first round of playoffs to like the rest of the play, we still did good and stuff like that, but we could have done a whole lot better. And I feel like at that DeSoto game, if we had the same juice and the defense had the same defense we had when we started the season, I feel like we would have won that game. But overall, it was a good season. We like you said, we used to going far. So it was disappointing in, but a lot of teams can't really say that they go to semis and state every year. A lot of teams can't really say that, but we can.
And that's true. I mean, you guys have a standard over there, so it's almost like if you don't get to the states, it's almost like what? I mean, it's like abnormal. It's so normal, and like you said, what you're doing is normal at Denton Geyer is crazy for another high school. That's like unheard of. So you're used to the tradition of going hard. But with that aspect of you had the awesome state run, but you came up a little short. What's the mindset of your team right now, knowing that this is your senior season, this is your last hurrah, you're one of the guys now who everybody's going to be looking up to? What's kind of the mindset of the team, and what's your feelings coming into this last season of yours?
Okay. We lost some pieces, Peyton Bowen, Ryan, Jackson Arnold, all of them. It's fine. It's fine. I feel like this team right here, we're more, I say hungrier because we don't have like the big names, but but at the same time, like we have dogs on the team that will get the job done. And I feel like we're gonna surprise a lot of people. As far as me being my senior year, I always want to go out with a bang.
Right.
I want to leave my mark wherever I go. So that's what I'm definitely looking to do, and to hopefully go back to my finals of state.
And you know what? I'm gonna keep it real, Josiah. When you lose a lot of those big names, everybody across the country or the state is gonna be like, yeah, they done fell off. They done lost all them guys. So y'all now gonna be underestimated, in my opinion, because like you said, you don't have the big names, but you still have talent. And that I've seen teams lose big names and people like, oh, they ain't gonna be as good, and the team comes back even better. I've seen teams win states without all the big names and the dogs because the team comes even closer. It becomes even more united because you just don't have all the big names. And there's nothing wrong with the big names, but it tends to be like when people underestimate you, the team kind of swallows in and, let's say, kind of rallies together. Do you feel like the team is kind of doing that right now?
Yeah, yes, sir. We definitely working harder. Leadership. I feel like leadership is really coming along. We're starting to really become a family mesh together. So I mean, shoot, I think we're scary when 26 comes.
Okay. Now let's talk about your season. I mean, you had a pretty good season for your first year at Denton. You had 60 catches, almost 900 yards, 9 TDs. Talk about, I know you want to go out with a bang, and, we don't want to put team over personal. Obviously, we want to get back to state, win states. But what kind of personal goals may you have going out in your season? Have you set any? And if you have, kind of talk about those.
Okay. To be real with you, my I say my kind of personal goal is not so much about stats. It's about, and this is like my personal goal. This is about bringing my teammates up around me, bring them up to where I'm at, and have everybody playing at a high level. Because last year we had a dominant receiver core. To be real with you, so like I want that again. And I want everybody else to want that again, but be better than what we had last year. So I'm trying to bring everybody else up, and everybody's coming along just fine. But a more like me oriented goal. I'm trying to sharpen some things up before college. Get some stuff right that I didn't necessarily have right last year or the years before. That could make my game really complete. So yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, now just listen to that last statement you made. What kind of things are you talking about as a receiver? Route running, catching, the route tree. Talk about what things that you want to improve on personally that want to take you even to a higher level than you already are.
Run after the catch. You look at somebody like Zay Flowers, stop route and take 50 yards for a touchdown. I mean, like that's like special, and that's what I really want to develop about my game. And that right there I feel like that would take me over the edge and set me where I want to be.
Yes, right. Definitely. And your hands are good. Your speed is wicked. We've seen you are on times. Your speed is wicked. And I think you're going to put a lot of pressure on these defensive backs early. I think you're going to compete early at Boston College, and I can't wait to see that. But let's also talk about, we talked about the school, Boston College. Let's talk about, how do you feel, your senior season? Is there anything that, you're looking at this season with your team what does Josiah Martin, one thing that you want to leave your mark at Denton-Guyer? What do you want people to remember Josiah Martin when you leave Denton-Guyer at the 2 years that you played? What's the one thing you want people to know about Josiah Martin?
I want people to know that I earned everything I got. I wasn't given anything. I feel like my family and I put ourselves in the right position for all of us to succeed, but specifically, I feel like I earned a lot of stuff that I have, and I wasn't given a whole lot. And I want people to be like, man, he came through here, he worked, and he earned it. He wasn't given it just because he came and earned it. That's what I want to be for.
Nice. Now I've been looking at some of your Twitter, man, and not only do you've been going to camps, but you train with pro athletes, you train with pro players. I've seen you out there with that. Kind of talk about that, because I mean that's a leg up on players nowadays. You're training, you got some really good trainers like you said, and he's putting you with pro players. Talk about that experience when you're playing with college guys, pro guys. Talk about that experience as a young person. What does it do to your mindset, and how does it help develop you as a person and as a player?
Most definitely. Shout out D-Rob. Shout out D-Rob. So with the pro players, honestly, I'm a real competitor. Okay, I compete anything I do. The first time I ever trained with any pros, my mindset was, okay, I gotta look better than It wasn't really like oh my God, they pros, they this, they that. It was like, oh, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna look better than you. I'm gonna look better than everybody. That's kind of my mentality, and I feel like with that, I blended right in. I had no problems. Wasn't shell shock. I came and was working just like they would. And attempted to outwork them every single rep. But when when we weren't working and we was all said and done, I was asking questions. How do you do this? How do you do that? Mentality. Um, a lot of the stuff they were saying is your mentality. You have to have a different mentality. Like the league is nothing to play with at all. Everybody's good. Everybody's fast. Everybody's strong. And what makes you different? And a lot of times they said this mentality. You have to have a stronger and a sharper mentality. Can't be messed with mentality that they got out there. So yeah.
Josiah, you're gonna be a beast, dog. I'm excited, dog. Like you keep your head right and you do the right things. I'm gonna just throw it out right there. You have NFL potential. I've interviewed a lot of kids on this show, and there's about 3 or 4 kids that I've said in my head that have NFL potential, and you are exactly one of them. Not trying to pump your head up or anything, not trying to just say things just because we're on air. I really believe this, and I really believe the school that you went to was the perfect choice for you to get where you want to go. But let's talk about Boston College for a minute. Obviously, you're coming in as a freshman. Talk about the school, maybe the team. How do you feel with the team? And do you feel like you're going to compete? Have the coaches said you're going to be able to compete as your freshman year? Kind of give that little background about Boston College and how you feel about playing early in your freshman year.
I'm more than excited. So for me, like I said, I'm coming in to compete. I don't care who I'm going to. I don't care if you're 35 years old. I'm going to compete. That's like the truth. Like I don't care.
I believe you. I believe you.
Or I don't. When we get in there, when we get on the field, you can say I'm a freshman. You can say this. You can say that. I'm coming after you. That's when I like. They were saying that Coach Five was telling freshman be ready to play. Yeah. When I step on that field, and it's up for everybody.
Well, I definitely feel like you're going to compete. And you're going to compete early. As we get ready to close, I'm going to tell all the people who listen to this interview, everybody who watches this interview, you better go watch Boston College. Facts. I don't know about the quarterback situation. I pray it's good, because if it's good, Josiah, just remember the name. I really believe that when we're doing draft stuff in about 3 years, when we're going over the draft that we always do, looking at Pro Football Focus and looking at all the draft stuff, I have a feeling I'm going to see your name, big dog, and I'm going to be like, hey, I told y'all. I told you. You know what I'm saying? I told you he was a dog. See, look at it. It's going to happen, Josiah. I'm excited. Got chill bumps because I feel like you really about to turn up and go crazy, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, so I believe that.
I believe it. Your attitude, your mentality, I love it. I don't care who you are. Like you said, if you're 40, 50, 22, 17, I don't care if you're a baby. I'm not going to relent. I'm going to give you the business. We'll be cool once we get off the field. But on the field, I'm going to destroy you. Is that your mentality?
Times 10. Times 10. Oh, is it? Yeah. I be going out there. It's just so evil sometimes. I can't. I don't even know where to start, man.
I love it, man. Hey, that's what you need, though. You got to have that competitive edge, right? When you're playing this type of game, you got to have that edge, because if not, people are going to smell that stuff, and if they smell that you ain't ready for it, they're going to come after you. And I think you're the type that if somebody says something, you're going, what? I think you're the type to say, what did you say? Oh, okay. You know what? I'm going to give you the business the rest of the game because you said one word to me.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny because I can compare that a little bit to me because I'm the same kind of way. I'm cool. I'm very competitive. But if you say one word to me, I can be out there playing. But if you say one word to me, if we playing basketball and you make a shot on me, stay down. Oh, boy, you done messed it all up because now I'm on you all game. If I was kind of slipping in the game, now I'm all the way in. I'm dialed in, and I'm on you every play. So I hope you was ready for talking trash because I'm on you and I'm going to give you the business. So I feel like you have that same mentality. So as we kind of close, give me some few shout outs to somebody or some ones who have helped make you a better player, a better person, a better athlete. Give some shout outs to out there who have helped Josiah become the person he has become right now.
First thing I want to thank God. You know, out here, I'm not nothing. That's my brother. Thank y'all for riding with me. I love y'all. The Coach Mason, Rod Mason, I was with the dogs, getting my ass busted every practice. I wouldn't. So I appreciate you, taking me in. First guy, helping me get where I'm at. Help me proud for, put me fire with the NFL. Even though, hey, in my mind, I'm an NFL dude with him on the field too. But yeah, no, I appreciate y'all.
Definitely. So I appreciate your time, dog. I'm gonna tell y'all folks right now, me and Josiah been going back for like 7 months. It feels like going back and forth trying to make this thing pop and get this interview going. But I kept on telling myself, you are one. I'm gonna be honest with you. You're one of the guys I said I gotta get a second interview with him because this dude going to the league. I know he is. I know it for a fact in my heart. I feel like you're going to the league. You have the right mindset. I feel like you're going to be academically strong. You're going to the right program to help your skills continue to get even better. And like I said, I just feel like you're going to be a Zayfly. I'm not trying to say you're gonna, because you want to create your own lane. So I don't want to put you in the lane of Zay. But I just want to say, when I seen Zay and then I seen when you committed to Boston College, my first thought was, wow, he's going to follow right behind him and go right into the league. So I'm excited about that. So I just want to thank you for taking out your time of your busy schedule. Much blessings for your season ahead. And continue to please drop videos because as I did last year, I'm going to make video reels probably every 3 weeks of you guys. If you guys have any tape, I'm gonna put all those highlight reels together, put them all in one thing, play the video, and then tag a whole bunch of recruiting publications. I know you already signed, but there's nothing wrong with other schools and other people seeing who you are and what you're able to do. So continue to please post videos of your games, of your work, so we can get there and let everybody know who don't know about Josiah Martin. We need to let the world know, continue to let the world know about you. But you will be letting the world know once you get on that college scene who you really are. And I can't wait for you to set your mark. So I'm excited about that. Shout out to your parents for doing an excellent job raising you. Shout out to your coaches. They got a great player mentality, physicality, everything. So I'm just excited to see what you're going to do, man. So I really appreciate you taking out the time. Go kill it. Stay healthy. Do your thing. And I hope you bring a home a championship here at Dayton Geyer. So without further ado, for myself, Big Game James, Mr. Josiah Martin, we thank you, and we'll be talking.